Hello and welcome back to Hot and Sparky Live with your host Sparky and co-host Ian. And today we have another guest, Jefferson. What's going on, Jefferson?
Not much, man.
Hell yeah! So, yeah, it's been a interesting day, I guess. A lot of conspiracy theories coming out. I don't even look at that, straight to the fucking conspiracy theories already. Fuck. With all the fucking 5G shit coming out.
5G.
I was like, maybe we won't do conspiracy. Nope, right into it.
Yeah.
We did see that hummingbird. That was dope.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Yeah, we had a little. They're saying the whole 5G thing, the extra wavelengths and or the frequencies and stuff, are messing with animals and shit. Well, we saw this hummingbird that we actually saw yesterday, but business as usual. And then here we are going back into the building, and this hummingbird's doing circles around like a lamp. No, yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
much like a moth would. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Like it was trying to get nectar from it.
Yeah. Like it was
I don't know.
completely
Like it's
lost.
trying to
It's like,
get-
hey,
yeah,
this
like-
LED. Let's just extract this LED right here.
Extracting LED. Dude, those freaking things are a trip, man. They just fucking fly like helicopters, pretty much.
They hover, yeah, they're hovers.
But I don't know. I think they pretty much fly to live, or some shit like that. It's like some shit I heard. Like they're pretty much always exhausted, so they're pretty much just flying, trying to find food all day, I guess.
Oh yeah, because they only drink nectar, and that's not very fucking filling.
Jeff, you had that thing back there. How come you didn't fix it, man? Get another little hummingbird thing.
The hummingbird feeder? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that thing fucking broke.
Yeah, I know the story.
It smashed. So I said, nah, fuck that, fuck them. They don't pay rent.
Yeah, that's why it's hanging out at work now.
They don't pay shit.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to your work and look for food now. They're like, fuck it.
Fuck, man. I don't know why. I've been thinking of smoking that pipe recently that you let me borrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about Inglorious Bastards and shit.
Yeah, I actually found that online.
Did you really?
Yeah.
The actual big horn pipe.
Yeah,
The big
yeah,
ass.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Fucking
dude.
expensive.
How much?
Yeah, big
What are we
dicket, right?
talking?
You're looking at like over $1,000.
What?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it is. It's fucking ridiculous the amount. If you wanted to buy that thing.
Bro, but can you imagine walking around with a fat ass pipe like that? Just like, what? What do you got?
Speaking of pipes, I'm gonna light mine right now.
There you go. Dude, so I didn't realize it's almost like an art. I don't even know if I want to call it an art. It's a lot of skill to smoke a pipe. And maybe I'm just completely amateur. I don't know. Look at Jefferson over there just lighting it up like it's nothing.
Well, I can tell you right now, when I first started doing this, no, it was a pain in the ass. I had to keep relighting it. I kept fucking it up. My tongue would burn.
Yeah, what's up
because
with that? Because like I
you're not
was
doing it
smoking-
right.
Nah. Fuck.
Well, yeah, you gotta pack it right. Like it's not packed right. It's too loose.
Yeah, if it's too loose, then it burns your tongue.
So it's
because
burning
you're really
it's burning
getting
too
heat.
fast.
Yeah, you're getting
Yeah.
heat.
and then if
on
it's
your
too
fucking
tight,
tongue.
then what do you do?
Well, if it's too tight,
Probably
then fucking
tap it.
You gotta unpack it,
Yeah, tap
already
it. I
lit,
would imagine
dude.
tap
and
it.
then you gotta redo it. Yeah.
That sounds like a pain in the ass. I don't know.
I literally watched a YouTube video just to learn how to fucking pack a pipe and knowing how to smoke the pipe.
How about laying the pipe?
Oh, I didn't need no video for that.
Find that on Pornhub. It's free
I
right
let
now.
my watch
Premium's
Pornhub.
free right now. Yeah.
Oh, dude. What about that, dude? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Fucking free premium. It's dope, though, that everybody's kind of chipping in where they can. I thought that was pretty cool.
Most definitely. Yeah, keeping people from going too crazy. However, I'm waiting to see a bunch of quagmires on the street.
Oh, right. I was just
Big
going to
old
say, dude, everyone's
single
walking
buff
around
arm.
with buff-ass
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah, just one arm.
Fuck.
I know, Quagmire's
Yeah.
a left-handed person too.
What'd you do
That's the
during
funny part.
quarantine? I just worked out my right arm a lot. Oh, shit.
Oh.
So you gotta make sure you gotta switch hands so that doesn't happen.
Oh, what about the people who can't, though?
Well, then they
Yeah.
need to learn. Hey, they got plenty of time. They can fucking learn.
You got plenty of time now, right? To figure it out, dude.
Yeah,
Figure it
venture
buddy.
out. Learn to be ambidextrous.
Oh,
Call that a
man.
stranger. You know what I'm saying?
A stranger.
Isn't the stranger like you gotta numb your other hand? You gotta sit on it or
Yeah,
some shit?
like, or sit on it or a rubber band or what do they call it? Yeah, basically.
Oh
Yeah,
god, a
it's
Where
rubber
were hand?
band.
Are you
awkward.
trying to
Oh my
castrate your hand off or what?
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's the idea, right? You cut off circulation so you can't feel your hand. I mean,
Not
that's
that
what
much
he's talking
fucking
about, right?
circulation.
The stranger.
I guess so,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, dude, that's like extreme.
Could always just call a
Extreme
stranger.
fucking stranger.
Just call a
Call that
stranger.
the rape stranger.
Jesus.
Eesh.
That's
That's
rough,
fucking
dude.
crazy.
I don't know about that.
You know, I'm pretty sure they sell like silicone hands, right? That's the thing. Like they got the fists. I'd imagine. I mean,
They
you know,
do. They have the fist, so you would, yeah, you would hope so. I mean, I don't know. That'd be kind of weird.
morbid.
Yeah.
I don't
Sitting
know.
there with a fake hand. I'd probably just do regular stuff with it.
Oh, like that one skeleton hand we had where we kept fucking around with it.
Right? Yeah, we had this little skeleton hand. We were moving stuff and touching shit with. You know those little baby hands that people use to touch shit. You know what I'm talking about? They put them on little
Oh
sticks.
yeah, the weird ass.
Well, we had like a
Yeah,
skeleton.
Yeah, it's like a
hand.
satisfaction type
Oh man.
video. There's a fetish for everything nowadays.
For real.
Big hands, little hands.
Mhm.
Fake
No
hands.
hands.
No hands.
Feet.
Oh jeez, the feed thing, dude. I never got that.
I never. Neither have I.
Me either.
I
I
never
got
got
that.
it.
Is there-
I don't know.
I don't like. Yeah.
I don't know. Is there such a thing as sexy feet?
I mean,
No.
I would imagine, you know, I mean,
Not in
it
my
would
eyes.
probably have to be like the most glorious set of feet ever, but I've yet to encounter that.
Imagine like someone just goes, "Hey, you need to see these feet." Ian, I'm not even joking, dude. I'm about to show you
The best
most-
feet ever.
not the best, the most gorgeous feet you've ever seen in your life. And you know
Oh.
what? You pull
You know
it
what?
out
I'm
of a
actually gonna
suitcase.
search for that right now, and I'm gonna see if I can find that, and I'm gonna send it to you.
The
Well,
most glorious
I'll send it to you and
feet in
Jeff.
the world. Let me,
Yes.
that's probably, dude. What if that's what was in the box? You know what I'm talking about? The Quentin Tarantino Pulp Fiction
Yeah.
box.
Right.
Pull it out. It's dude's feet, bro. The most glorious things you've ever seen.
In fact, I'm just gonna type in glorious feet.
Here, let me see. The glorious feet.
That's just turning.
You know, and the funny thing is the the first result that pops up, it looks like it's a character from Dragon Ball Z.
See
It's a
something you
cartoon.
like? Go ahead.
It's-
Try
it's
them out. It's Vegeta literally laying in a couch with his feet
Yeah.
out. Dude, those are, not gonna lie, those are some pretty good looking feet. Now, granted, they're cartoons, so I don't know, does that count? Does that count as
No.
glorious feet? You can literally manipulate it.
They're definitely
Well,
padded.
that depends. That depends
Did
because a
you
lot
say
of
they're
people like
paddable?
anime.
Padded. You know,
Oh my
like, they're
god, I was
totally
gonna say
padded,
you
you know what I
paddle
mean?
the
Like
feet.
paddle the feet. I'm sure that's a thing too.
That is a thing, dude. That is a thing.
I don't know. I'm looking at the rest of these pictures. There's some tattooed feet that I can see that. And like that's that's art though.
That's
But
outlaw
everything
feet.
else,
Okay,
like
let me ask you this. Tattoos
They're
versus no
accessorized.
tattoos.
all day tattoos for
Really?
sure.
Well, yeah, obviously, guys.
Does it make a difference?
It does.
No. Well, yeah, kind of.
Dude, everything to do with what we're geared toward as far as sexually is all psychologically driven. So, and it's visual stimulation, right? So
Right.
it's subjective to
But at what point
what
does,
someone else may be.
like, okay, is it got to be like classy? I wouldn't even say classy. Let me say like maybe visually appealing tattoos versus just a bunch of random shit. Does that make a difference?
No, it definitely has. Yeah, that obviously. Yeah, I feel like
Why?
it makes a difference.
What if it's like
Because,
just a bunch of
I
really cool
mean-
shit? But I mean, it's just everywhere.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm very OCD about like symmetry and things like you know what I mean. Like
Mhm.
Oh, I know what
I
you
guess
mean. I'm the same way.
it's only as appealing as
Like
I
let's
guess
say just one whole left side of the body.
the quality, right?
Like they're like, nah, I'm just doing the left side, all tattoos.
And I've seen that before. Like people that do only the left leg, left arm type thing. I mean, obviously not straight down the middle, like they're completely decked, but
Right.
as far as the side goes, I mean, it doesn't change anything. I think
Like, I don't know. I've got tattoos. Jeff, you got some. I think Ian, you got some tattoos.
I have one.
You have one. Where do you have it? Tramp stamp?
It's no, it's right below my neck. It's my shoulder line is my last name.
No. Okay. Now, you get one on one arm. Do you feel like you have to get one on the other?
No,
And
I don't feel. I wouldn't feel obligated.
I mean, symmetry, right?
right. So, and yeah, like yes and no. So,
Kinda.
like, what I mean by, I guess I shouldn't say symmetry. I guess it's like the quality of it, right? Like
Oh yeah.
the
by
small
far.
details
Yeah, it makes a huge
that
difference.
is more or less like, obviously there's different styles of tattoos out there, but if it was just a bunch of random shit jumbled together, it's kind of.
Right. I mean,
Well,
like,
And I don't like someone covered completely either. I'd like some skin, some negative skin space. You know what I mean? Some decent
I believe
spacing.
if you're gonna get tattoos, they have to mean something to you. You can't just get a bunch of random shit on you.
I'm glad.
And then
you
when people are
bring
like,
that up.
"Hey, what do you need?" Like, well, what's that to
Right.
represent? Oh, I just liked it. Like, dude, like,
What? But is there anything wrong
what
with
does
it?
it bring
though?
to your personality?
What if it's
like
like really, really well done, like almost like the photorealism stuff, like it looks super good, but it doesn't mean
Okay,
a
if it-
goddamn thing.
no, okay, if it's photorealism, then who is it about? Who is
It
the
doesn't
photo
matter.
about?
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
it does.
say
It does. It does.
Okay.
It's context. The context of your thing is whose photo is that on you? So let's say it's fucking
Sean
I
Connery.
don't know, Sean Connery. Yeah,
Sean
that means you really love Sean Connery. I was actually thinking that too. I was thinking,
What
like
if-
somebody
okay,
like that,
let
like
me-
Jim Carrey. You know,
Okay.
like you can't be like, oh well, what's that represent? Oh no, I really like his movies. Okay,
Harriet
that has
Tubman.
context. Who the really?
Yeah, like just
Really?
just a really good Harriet
What
Tubman.
the fuck? I don't know. I really like railroads. I don't know. You want to fucking.
What if
you
it
know,
doesn't have to mean anything? What if it's just like artistically, visually? I mean, it's like, let's say it's a Mona Lisa of its time.
What? And I know they're
Mona
out there.
Lisa.
I've seen
Yeah.
artists
yeah.
talk about, say, hey, look at, dude, I want to do a portrait of so and so. I don't care who it is, and people just come in randomly. And you're like, yeah, dude, I'll put it on.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Like,
I'm just the canvas, right?
I'm glad you brought that up because the thing with like tattoos, right? Growing up, I was like, oh, you gotta have some meaning behind it, right? Like, oh, your last name, you get your kid's name, this, whatever, right? And then you get these mediocre tattoos. And maybe it just depends on the artist. Maybe whoever you went to, it's like, all right, cool. You want your last name? Well, here's some script, right? You're like, yeah, okay, that looks dope. Versus a tattoo, you go to an artist and he's like, yo, this is what I do. I'm very good at it, and this is what I'm going to give you. And it's the most
Why is he fucking Russian? That's what I want to know.
because I don't know, because most of the guys that I follow
I
on
wanna
Instagram that are like photorealism guys, that like you look at it and it looks like it came right out of the freaking like a movie, like it's that good, right? And most of those guys are from like Russia. There's like some guys from like the UK and stuff like that. Anyways, the point being, something like that, no meaning behind it. It's just a picture of like Liam Neeson, but it's a dope ass scene. What about that?
No, it's subjective. I mean,
know.
realistically, I could put anything on my body and tell you it has a meaning, and I can make one up.
I love
Yeah.
wolves and Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, that works. But you know what? But there's a story behind it because you just
Is
told
there?
me about a fucking Russian. You just told me about a fucking Russian dude who's
Uh-huh.
hella good at this shit. Offered me to do a tattoo about fucking Liam Neeson.
Okay, so
So right there, that's
I
the
get
story.
it.
There's
So
a
maybe you're
backstory
right.
behind that.
You're right. There's meaning behind it, right? So like I made the point to travel across the sea and go get a tattoo from a guy. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's
Then,
a
you
whole
know.
story around that tattoo. So it does have meaning because you went on an adventure to go get that tattoo. Like I see people who have like the Fallout Boy, the little you know what I'm talking about, the Fallout Boy, on their leg, like
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
from
he's talking about
Fallout.
the game. Yeah.
yeah, the
Oh,
Fallout
gotcha.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has
the
that on
Pit
his
Boy
leg.
guy.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what's up? Why do you have that on your leg? He goes, oh no, I just like it. But that's
Was
not,
it-
it has no meaning to him.
Yeah, but
because
did
he
it
didn't say
look
he
good?
liked the game.
Did it look really good though?
It was good. It was decent. It was really decent. But it wasn't. But he didn't say, oh, because I liked the game. It was just because it looked cool. That was his meaning to get that. It wasn't because he liked the game. He didn't like the franchise. It was just, oh, he thought it looked cool.
Did you ask him though if he liked the game?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
And he didn't know
And he
anything
said-
about the game?
And he said he never played it.
Really?
Yeah, he just said it looked cool. That's
That's
literally the meaning of his thing. Is it looked cool.
that's
That's
kind
all
of
he
odd.
said.
That is kind of odd. I get it if it's like I know someone who's got a tattoo of the Minions, and it looks dope as fuck. Someone I would never think would have a tattoo of the Minions, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
when I seen it, I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I fucking love that movie. But the Minions are what make the movie. They're obviously they're
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm like, that's fucking funny as fuck. But it looks hella good. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, realistically, obviously, you sat down, you took the time, even if it is random. What if, I mean, you don't, what about spur of the moment things? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what? I'm
those
just
are
going to
sketchy.
go and
Yeah,
get a
exactly.
tattoo.
I'm kind of
Like,
glad.
Or the drunk tattoos. People that
Yes,
black
but
out.
those
I've
are
never had
mistakes.
those.
Right. Well,
Those
are
are
fucking
permanent
they?
mistakes.
But are
Those are
they?
fucking mistakes.
Like, I mean, I guess it's a lesson learned, right? Like, you get to live with that lesson for, I mean, unless you get lasered off, and even then, it doesn't
Still there.
completely remove it. Yeah.
Right. But
Still, fuck
yeah, and there's
that.
certain colors. I think
Oh,
black is easier to get out, surprisingly. But red, I think. I'm not sure. I think I've talked to Kevin at work, and he's like, he had this like red spider web on his shoulder or something like that, and he got it. I think he had it removed, but you can still see some of it. And he's like, yeah, I guess red's really hard to get out or something like that.
I'd imagine the lighter pigments, just because the laser would have a hard time hitting it.
Maybe
The
that's
darker,
why.
the better.
I don't know too much about that.
Or the color spectrum,
That's
obviously,
why-
because
Like that's kind of what I was getting at is like you grow up and you're like, oh, I want this tattoo of this, and then as you grow your views change a little bit, right? So then all of a sudden your tattoo that you've been wanting since you were like 10 years old, right? I wanted to pop on my shoulder kind of thing. Now you're like, oh dude, yeah, that's kind of dumb. I don't know if I really want to pop on my shoulder. But,
yeah. But see, I think regretting a tattoo you got when you were young, I think one, it should kind of humble you.
yeah,
I think that it kind of shows you where you came from.
kind of.
And
where
I mean,
you
I
were
guess
at.
obviously, if it was a horror. I mean, obviously, if it's a terrible tattoo, then yeah, get rid of
man.
it. But
Yeah,
at the same time, I think
during the small,
and then there's people that tattoo names or other personal
oh dude, I got a
portraits of
horror
other
story
people.
about a name. Oh dude.
Let it rip.
And this is one thing, like, this is one reason I will never get anybody's name. I don't care. I mean, I get maybe your mother. That's kind of a permanent thing.
Right,
but,
kids.
Things
like
But
that,
even
yeah.
then, I kind of structured my way of thinking with tattoos to be, is it visually appealing, and is it art? Is it good? Did I get what the artist was really good at? And it's something that we both agree on and enjoy, right? Because you start getting names, man, and they're there, man. Like, what do you do with it? You get all these
Yeah.
cool cover-ups sometimes, but like my thing with like art, you should give the artist a blank slate, a good artist a blank slate to work with. You know what I mean? So a long time ago, when I was tattooing, there was this guy who had this chick's name, right? And so they were together, and dude's like, yo, oh, we were hanging out. He's like, yo, I want you to, redo her name on my wrist, right? And I was like, oh man, are you sure, dude? He's like, yeah, I want you to redo it. I was like, oh, all right, man. I'm just gonna tell you right now, maybe it's pretty light right now. Maybe leave it where it's at. And he's like, no, I love her. I was like, okay. He was like, I'm just redoing it. It's already there, right? So I tried to talk people out of names. That was not, as much as you wanted it. Maybe if it's your family name, I get it. But
Right.
so here I am going to town, gonna start tattooing this guy's name. And I mean, I cleaned it up, made it look fucking good, right? Shadows, little details, things like that. It was a script. You can only do so much. At least I could only do so much with it. There's some guys who do great work. Long story short, it's done. It's blasted. They break up. And I mean, bad breakup, dude. I'm like, oh, dude. And I'm not the one to say, I told you so, but yeesh. I told you so. You know what I mean? That's just, yeah, it's no good. That's why I don't know. I stay away from names.
Yeah,
A lot of
definitely.
kind of grown a lot too, man. The quality and the level that these guys are taking at. Not even big tattoos. I mean, I'm talking like tiny stuff. You seen that?
Oh yeah, the micro
The
tattoos
micro
type
tattoos.
thing,
I didn't even
micro
really know that was
detail.
a
Yeah,
thing. I started looking into it. I was like, whoa, some of these guys are getting down.
yeah.
Small spaces too. But shit, man, that's yeah, tattoos. I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think of like, I wanted to do the whole engraving thing, like almost jewelry style engraving. That's starting to seem like tattoos are going that route, where people are actually tattooing underneath a magnifying glass to
Oh,
capture as much detail as
oh,
possible.
like on the skin, like tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then not only that, I think I told you before. There was that video I found of somebody who's actually using the tattoo guns with the needles to etch glass.
yeah.
That was actually pretty dope. I don't know. I'd have to look more into it. That's actually kind of cool. They actually did a pretty good job. You got to get
They're
creative.
thinking
You know?
outside the box. Yeah.
Right. How's your pipe going, Jeff?
Good.
Yeah,
Going great.
smoking the pipe.
Yeah, it usually lasts about 20, 30 minutes.
That's not bad. I actually, the last time I packed it, I think it was the last smoke that I had. I was on break and I got a pretty good pack in there. Like it wasn't bad, it wasn't good. I still got a little bit of burn, amateur, right?
Yeah,
But
well, it's just you gotta learn. Yeah, because there's like 4 different ways of packing it. You got the child, woman, and man pack. You got
whoa,
the
what?
twist, the pinch and twist pack. Oh yeah, dude. There's like like 4 or 5 different techniques that you can use
I want to
to
know
do the
the
pack.
I want to know the reach around
Which,
pack.
well, that one is the child, woman, and man pack.
What?
Yeah,
That's a thing?
it is a thing.
Explain it. Okay,
It's so how
is
it
it
works is
okay?
so how it works is you take a little tiny bit, like a child would, and you put it in the bottom, and then you take a half of a big one because for a woman, put it in that, and then you take a man one and you fucking pack that bitch, and then you spin it you put your thumb on the top and you spin it clockwise or counterclockwise, user's preferred, and then fucking you light it, and
I'm
then you
I'm
gotta pack it down with a tool.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Children should not be smoking pipes.
Yeah, I know. I did not condone it.
Obviously,
No.
yeah.
So why is it called a child pack? Like there's like,
Because
hey,
it's such a tiny, because it's a minuscule amount of tobacco that you put in there in the first.
so
to
you're
start it
Well,
off.
you're
yeah,
kind of
you'd have to
coning it.
remind. Well, maybe, but this
Maybe?
you have to figure pipe smoking's been around for centuries.
Right.
Oh yeah, kids are
You know
probably
what I mean?
smoking
Santa
You know,
Claus fucking smokes pipe.
since
Dude.
they're like 9.
Right.
You ever think about that? Like Santa Claus growing up, they show him with a pipe, dude. You know, and they're over here like, don't smoke. You know, and here you go.
Well, Santa does.
But Santa Claus is over here smoking it up. What's up with that? Well, it's a pipe.
Yo, no.
It's fine.
No, Santa's smoking hashish. How you think he got so fat?
Oh my god. Sheesh does not make you fat.
Bro, it makes you hungry for cookies and milk.
Hell yeah. Nah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right?
He's over there. You never think about that? Everyone's leaving him shit.
For real.
You'd have to be nibbling on cookies just so you'd get full by the end of the night.
That dude's fucking got the munchies is what he's got.
Can you imagine that job? Like going around the world, dude, and record time, eating cookies and dropping off boxes. I'd say that's Amazon. I don't know. Before it's time.
Close. Yeah.
Dude, I seen my first Amazon train.
What?
Oh
They have
yeah,
a train now?
you're talking about the containers, right?
yeah, the
You're talking about
containers.
the Connex box.
Right, the Connex boxes of Amazon on the trains. I thought that was pretty dope. A little smiles cruising along, you know.
Yeah.
That's my first time seeing it. I was kind of pumped. I was like, take a picture, remember this moment. And then an Amazon truck rolls by, and I was like, it's not this guy again.
What do you mean?
This guy again.
This guy.
I was like, how come you're not in the train?
Yeah, my pipe's about done.
What kind
Oh
of
yeah,
tobacco?
when you first start, you'll go through tobacco because you're like, oh, I think I'm done, and then you fucking dump it out, and there's like half a bowl still. You're like, oh shit.
I know, I did that the other day. Oh my god, I was smoking with Ian outside on the break on the little smoke shack outside, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm smoking this pipe. Ian's giving me that look like, yeah, you think it's cool, huh?
Pinky out, baby.
Pinky out, baby. Pinky out.
So fancy.
But I was smoking away all happy, right? And then I figured out there was still a lot more to smoke. I was like, oh man, dude, I feel like I'm wasting it.
You wasted my peach.
It's a learning curve, right?
Peach tobacco.
As with everything else.
I wasted it.
It's all good. Trust me, I probably wasted quite a bit starting out.
So
It took only about a month to finally get it under control because I don't smoke every day.
Right. I realize you shouldn't
Yeah.
smoke a pipe a lot.
No. Well,
Yeah.
well, it depends. Well, how else are you gonna get better at it, guy, if you don't practice? But
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's rough. You should, I mean, maybe once a day? I don't know.
yeah, once a day. I didn't say like fucking like just,
Bro, I was
yeah.
smoking
I
it like it
usually
was a cigarette pack.
Yeah. I brought it to work a few times, but my break wasn't long enough to enjoy it. Let's just put it that way.
Well, you know what you do is you walk up with your pipe and go, hey, peasant, I'm going to sit down here and smoke the rest of this pipe while you figure out your life.
I don't know. To me, I feel like the pipe smoking thing it's more of like a celebration, kind of like we talked about with Tony about cigars, right? You
Right.
Don't, usually, most people don't generally just smoke a cigar to smoke a cigar. I mean, there's obviously people out there, but
Yeah, rich people.
in my opinion, like I see the pipe as kind of the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you pack a pipe, you're with friends, good. Or maybe deep in thought, maybe you need to clear some clarity or think about something. Or,
Right. And you do take time before splurting out garbage from your mouth,
Right.
you take a hit from this pipe and you kind of sit on it, sip on it, think about it, and then throw the garbage out, But
Yeah.
this time it's refined garbage. It's not just
That's
any
right.
garbage. It's
It's thought about garbage.
right. Like you thought
Right.
about that garbage before you spit it out, and you're like, all right, it's not
It's
as
ready.
bad. Doesn't smell as
It's
bad.
ready.
There you go. You can have it.
It's ready for use.
You're ready for use.
It's ready for use.
Oh man.
Now ponder, peasants, while I smoke my pipe.
I was actually tripping out because I was lighting the pipe, right, and I couldn't get it lit because there was a wind, and I didn't realize the cleaning ladies were right there at the doorway of the office, and it's all glass, right, and so they're looking out, and it looks like I'm lighting up a meth pipe.
Oh my god.
I
I'm over
can
here
see
going to
that.
town. I just see them look over at me. I'm like, oh hey.
Well, that's kind of the same idea with the nasal snuff, right? People see you do it, and they're like,
yes.
"What are you doing?" Like, immediately your mind automatically travels to
Well,
the most negative
Drugs.
Ian,
thing
it,
you could think of, right?
it doesn't help when we're grabbing the nasal snuff with knives like we're doing coke out of a bottle.
Right, but
Okay.
but you have to realize that they had spoons and stuff like that back when that was popular, that were used in the same fashion.
Right.
It's basically you're portioning, and that's it.
And then you do a big old, and then
Right.
everyone's looking at you like, oh, dude, I don't even know now.
Right. And it's such a lost thing. Like, it used to be
is.
very common. You see it in old westerns and stuff. You see someone pinch with a pinky and thumb and right on up and snoot it.
Right.
And obviously most people question, oh, what are you doing there, kind of thing. And
and I think you're
It's,
right because it is kind of lost.
it almost made me feel like I had to hide it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
awkward. It's so awkward that,
Because
granted-
even if you explain it to somebody, I mean, like, it took me a long time just watching you do it going, what are you doing?
right.
Oh, it's just tobacco. No, I get that, but it's in your nose. Why is it in your nose?
So yeah, and right, and it's such a minuscule amount too. Like, because I've dabbled with quite a. Obviously, I've smoked, I've chewed, I've dipped or whatever you call it, and then I've had the nasal snuff, and honestly, you're putting it in such an what is it a
Precarious place.
nerve-rich area. You know,
Nerve-rich
it
area.
absorbs it. Yeah. And nerve dense, I guess. You put it in your sinuses, and obviously the nicotine picks up quite rapid. Basically,
Just start cutting it up on the table, doing lines.
it
of
gives
snuff.
you a quote unquote buzz, so to speak, right? Yeah, no, ow.
Do you get a buzz
Considering
from
most
it?
of it's fine, dude, I do. I get the burn, and then you feel the nicotine buzz from. I do.
Yeah, I mean, I get the burn thing. I get that because I do. I do get the burn, and I feel like the times I did it most was when I felt like my nose needed to be cleared up, which is quite the opposite.
Right, yeah, and I think for me it clears up my sinuses quite a bit.
Well, I mean, you get a big old. Well, this stuff was spicy, so you get this like, boom! Oh shit, my nose is fucking
Yeah,
on
some
fire,
heat.
right?
Right.
But I don't know. And you know what's funny? Because I look at chew, and most people do chew, and I just, oh, dude, I can't. I don't even want to try it.
I always
dipping?
laugh because people spit constantly, right? And one
Right.
thing I love about it is you don't stink, and as long as you take care of yourself, no one would even know you really did it
You say that.
unless you did it in front of them.
You can smell the chew.
Oh yeah, when you're while you're doing it, yes,
Yeah.
definitely while you're doing it. Yeah, that's a complete and obvious, and but I don't know. I feel like it's cleaner to me. I think it's funny if people freak out about spit when people don't realize they swallow close to a gallon of it daily.
What?
You know,
Oh, spit.
yeah, it's
Spit.
yes.
That's a spit, but no, I'm talking like, I don't know.
What
Maybe
were you
it's just
thinking?
it's just where it's at. You know what I mean? Like it's right there. It's in your mouth, and it's like drooling tobacco.
Smoke's in your mouth. It's
No,
in your
I get
lungs.
that.
It's
Yeah, but the thing about the pipe though, it's depending on what tobacco you have, it fucking smells good.
It does smell good. I'll give you that. It does smell
Yeah.
real good.
Yeah,
yeah.
Depending
Even
on the
people that don't
tobacco-
smoke usually like the smell of a cigar or a pipe.
exactly.
Well, it
yeah,
depends on the cigar.
True.
Yeah, you
There are
don't-
some
you
cigars
don't
that
know
just
fucking-
they don't
Stinky.
smell good.
Yeah.
They're just
Exactly.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Yep, there's that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't touch the chew. I don't think I ever will.
I dipped with Ian when we worked together.
Oh, you guys dip
me-
together.
Yeah, we did. Damn right.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, I did for a little bit, but yeah, it wasn't really my thing. I didn't really care for it too much.
I mean, I'll be honest. The first time I tried it, I thought it was the worst thing ever. It made me want to vomit. I accidentally swallowed a whole mess of it. That made me nauseous.
I
Yeah.
just do that. I just swallow it.
Okay. So when you first do it, like it was loose pack. Obviously, it wasn't like it was a pouch or.
By the way,
anything
we're
like
not
that.
giving instructions on how to do this.
Your mouth, like you put it. It's like you eat anything, right? When you have something that's flavor rich, your mouth it salivates, especially when when
Oh, you swallowed the spit?
Well, no, like, so I was trying, I didn't quite understand the idea of packing it, right? You pack it down in your lip. So I figure, you just stick it on the side of your lip and let it rip, it's not quite that simple. You have to kind of roll it around, pack it down in there, and
Just the old
and then it
classic
kind of,
rip and dip.
right, well, I tried to spit, and then when spitting, it got, it gets thick, your saliva gets thick, and then,
God. You're not making
trying
it
to
any better.
recover, I ended up swallowing quite a bit of it.
There you go, kids.
And
if
it's
you're
a
listening,
pretty-
don't do it. You'll swallow it, and it's awful.
yeah, it's a pretty shitty experience.
Oh man, I wonder if you can. There's other things that you can dip with, like sugar.
There
and shit
is.
like that. you know?
They actually make there's a company called Grounds. They
that
actually
coffee?
do it with coffee. Yes, they
Oh
do
my
coffee
God.
grinds.
Why does that
that,
sound more appealing? And I bet you it's probably not better.
Well, they're doing like I have those Zen pouches too. The new I don't know what they're called. They're basically some type of
Dude, you're telling me
food grade ingredient
I can put coffee
with
in my
nicotine.
mouth and just keep it there all day, or a good
Yeah, pretty
portion of the day?
much. Yeah, so they I saw them on Shark Tank. They had it pitched on Shark Tank at one point. Baseball players typically are the ones that end up chewing. It used to be an old thing that there's seeds, bubble gum, and
Right,
most of the major league guys back when used to dip or whatever.
right,
Oh,
And
when they chewed, like actual
yeah,
chewed the
right.
leaves, yeah,
yeah,
that's fucking gross.
Oh my God! Wait,
That
straight
ma-
leaves?
yeah,
yeah.
straight.
So
It
they
makes you
have what they
nauseous.
call, so like Levi Garrett or what's the other one? Redman, where
Yeah,
a type of chew, like it was a whole leaf. They call it whole leaf tobacco, where it's
you
tobacco
actually chewed it.
leaves and pieces, and you chewed it into
Yeah.
pieces to pack it in your lip.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different
Yeah,
flavor. It
Wow.
reminds me
totally.
kind of like grape juice. I don't know why. For some reason, like raisins or it has like a grape. Um,
That's definitely back from the
and
times.
it doesn't hit you kind of like dip does, like a long
No,
cut or
it's
a snuff.
completely different.
It's
Yeah,
it's
it's different.
completely different. There's the nicotine content's really reduced.
Hey, we
Oh,
had a guy at work that
hmm.
used to do that.
Really?
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Remember
chewing
his
a
name?
leaf?
You remember a guy who looked like Santa Claus?
Oh, dude, that was so long ago.
That-
I know who you're talking
Speaking of
about, but
Santa
I
Yeah, I
Claus,
don't
don't
want to say
remember. Yeah.
took
names. You
up
know what I'm saying? I
smoking.
just don't want to
No,
say
Yeah.
no,
names.
it's fine.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, he actually did the actual chew, and so I remember trying it with him, and I'm like, oh, sweet Jesus, this shit's fucking gross.
And it's only gross because generally you wad up a whole bunch of it, right? And then you're just spraying it out, and people look at that like that's fucking gross, right? But
Yeah,
you know, yeah, I was always super. I don't know. I tried my best to keep it away from places where people walk and stuff, and people don't want to track that kind of stuff into their houses and workplaces, and
You know,
I don't know.
um, tobacco, man. I don't know if there's like anything more addicting, and I know everybody knows that, but I could used to say, oh man, I should just quit right now. You know what I mean? And then you go a few
Right.
days, and you go, wow, life
Well, you
is
feel it.
shit.
You feel it. Yeah, you'll start
Right.
withdrawing from it. Your body's used to X amount of this chemical, and just like anything else, it's like the scarier part is like for people who are alcoholics who can't just quit
Oh
cold
yeah,
turkey.
dude, that's rough.
They have to ease off of it, or or their blood
Right.
pH changes
withdraw. Yeah,
because yeah, with them drinking
I
as
don't
much and
know.
not as often as they
Well, I
do.
guess it depends on the case, really. But I heard something different about that, where that's not necessarily true. But I mean, you have to obviously try to stay healthy in the meantime. It's not just screw it, I'll just quit and it'll be fine. I think it's a little thing more to do with your health as well. But I mean,
Right.
obviously, if you got an alcohol issue, you may not be the healthiest person out there, anyways.
Right.
But I don't know, man. That
Mhm.
whole. But I guess you can get addicted to all kinds of shit, anyways. I mean, fuck. People
Well,
have
yeah, you look at
running. You know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exercise. People that seems to be trending. I mean, it's not a bad thing to be addicted to.
No,
I'd
it's
rather
not.
um and people often say that you trade addictions, right? When you lose one, you put it
Right.
elsewhere,
I'll tell
right? You
you
take
what.
that energy elsewhere.
And it is true because as every time I quit smoking, whether it's for a year, last time I quit it was like 5 years or something like that, uh, or a few months, hell, even like a few days, I find myself so busy with like other shit, which is not a bad thing. It's actually kind of a good thing. You find the time that you were killing. You know what I mean? All of a sudden,
Yeah.
all that time you spent smoking, whether it was what the hell, 5 minutes, right? But 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. All of a sudden, you have time to pick up a new little thing here and there.
Right. And that's what I think. It's more. That's what it is. It's a killer of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you aren't bored. It's something to like something to do.
Well,
It's oftentimes an escape too. Like, everyone has the whole smoke break, right? Like, I
oh,
need a smoke break, right? Like, so it's just
right,
a reason to step away from whatever you're dealing with at the moment.
right.
And
And it's kind of true because I find myself doing that where I'm troubleshooting like a specific type of machine or something, right? And I'm coming across an issue that I'm stumbling across, and then I go, you know what? It's I mean, whether you step away or you're the kind of guy who takes a nap real quick and all of a sudden boom you do something, you kind of think about it, or you just step away, go grab some air kind of thing, right? But I find myself going to a cigarette,
right,
but I don't think that it's the
because
cigarette. It's literally just the time that you're stepping away from, the issue,
right.
giving you time to think.
Yeah, I mean, yes, yeah, you could easily just go outside and get, a breath of air. But it's funny because I feel like in the past, like it's one thing to be like, hey, I need to step out for some air. It's generally, you know what
Frowned
I mean?
upon.
Like yeah, right. Like
Wait, what? You
as
can't
funny as that
figure it
is,
out?
like wait, what? You mean what do you mean you're gonna step away?
That's
But if you're
funny.
like, oh, I'm gonna go grab a smoke, and all of a sudden
It's
people
okay,
understand. Like,
right?
right,
You're
right.
right
Like
because it is like you go, you
they
know what?
enable the addiction.
Right. But I've noticed that at work, I'm not saying I did, but it seems like just consistently doing it. We talk about culture at work, work culture and things like that, and you get people into this thing of doing a specific act or whatever. You get into a bind, you go and you step into an office, and you group up with everybody, right? And you go, all right, cool. What are we running into, right? But what you're doing is you're stepping away, right? And
Right.
the smoke break thing, so you get with someone who also smokes. You both step away, and you're easing off a little bit, right? And then you're both smoking. You're not so focused on that. It's almost like you're trying to keep your mind off of it. But if you step out and not do anything, time seems to slow down. Like you're like, oh,
Right.
I should be smoking right now. It's like, and then all of a sudden you get back in that tunnel. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, that's how I feel sometimes.
Oh man.
Jeff, how's work going? With
Oh man,
With everything
fucking
going
work.
on.
you guys doing any of the Roni Coroni stuff?
No, dude, we're fucking running wine boxes, like always.
Well,
I know, but what measures? What other like have they implemented any new measures? Are they taking like temperature? Some places are taking temperatures,
right.
or some
Nope, they
places
don't.
are
You know what they gave us? They
wash
gave us.
breaks and
Nope, they didn't give us none of that either. What they gave us was pesticide as
Oh my god, you were
cleaner.
telling me yes.
Yeah.
really.
Yes, we get
Yes.
the fucking pesticide.
Are you sure it's pesticide?
Bro, it literally says it on the bottle. Pesticide.
Oh my
That's
god.
that's interesting. I'm wondering because, well, yeah, that's not that doesn't
Pesticide.
say like FDA type things and
I mean, they're
how
not
does
just gonna
that?
give you pesticide. It's got to be some other thing.
I mean, it obviously has to be part of your guys' safety.
Oh, it's
It
actually
has to fall under your chemical guidelines for
well,
operation.
Well,
it's
apparently they use
huh?
it. Apparently they use it at like gyms and stuff, like in shape.
Oh,
Oh,
In the
so it's a
bottle.
sanitizer.
Yes, but it's a pesticide.
oh, but it's not just pesticide. It's scented pesticide.
Yeah, exactly.
So as you're slowly dying, you can smell like strawberries.
Yes, that's
like
exactly
it.
correct.
It's both
Hmm.
fruitful and deadly at the same time.
Yep, exactly. You get a fresh scent as they kill you.
Nothing like sweet, sweet
But that's about
death.
it. Yeah, that's about it. That's about all they implemented was that.
Oh. Dude, have you guys
So,
seen
yeah.
any of those? I know, kind of off topic, but have you guys seen any of those like new 4K 60 frame clips of like the 1920s and 1911 and stuff like that of like old clips of New York and shit like that, where they recolorize everything?
Yeah.
Dude, isn't that a fucking trip?
Yeah, well, they did that with World War One clips, Pearl Harbor, a
Yeah,
lot of war stuff they recolorized, and
Right.
yeah.
it's crazy because yeah, you've seen it in black and white so much that thinking the fact that there's color, obviously there was color at the
Well, I mean,
time, but
yeah, but that's true though, because you think of the, all these old war clips, and you're like, oh man, World War II was in black and white. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know that's not the case, but you see it so often in all these old films and the Charlie Chaplin films. Everything's black and white, and they go and they recolorize everything, and you go, holy shit, dude, maybe that was real, you know?
right.
Well, I saw one. It was a documentary, and it was talking about World War II. It's the fighting on. I think it's Iwo Jima,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like the first time in history that they were actually able to capture U.S. troops and the Japanese fighting each other, like actually on the same screen. Because normally, when you see those types of videos, you only see one side or the other. You don't see both on it.
That's
And so that was
ballsy,
the first time they ever caught both sides like that. But the fucking cameraman was in the thick of the shit
bro.
just to
That's
fucking do it.
that's how you get the best shit.
Yeah,
That is how
Oh
you
yeah,
get the best shit.
it was the
dangerous.
first time that it was the first time in history that they actually had both sides in an actual camera at the same time.
Whenever I shot photos and video for like airsoft, right? Um, that's the only way you can get some of the best shit. I'm not saying the only way. Yeah, sure, you can get a nice telephoto lens that you can zoom in from a mile away, but dude, there's nothing like being right there in the dirt,
In the heat,
in the
yeah,
heat of getting shot in the fucking back of the head while you're getting these shots. I mean, 100% worth it. They're just so much better.
yeah,
And like, yeah, that's true. You get these. That's pretty dope that they actually got somebody who caught that.
It's very rare, like extremely rare. Like that was literally the first time in history anybody was able to catch it.
right. Well, now it's so common. You see
Oh, now,
GoPro
yeah,
footage of
yeah, it's different
everything that was
now. But
happening in
back in
Afghanistan.
that era,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's because it's more attainable now. You can literally throw a small square on your body, and it records your day. You know?
right. Back then they were using crank cams, weren't they? I
Yeah,
mean,
no, they weren't that
yeah,
old, but
I think
it was
so.
big. It was bulky, but it wasn't a crank.
World
They
War
were a little,
Two.
yeah, maybe World War One was crank, but World War Two wasn't. They
right.
had
No, I
actual
know
video.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Let me see.
definitely.
You gotta look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up what kind of camera. Oof, man, that looks like a fucking rocket launcher. It's got a butt.
Yeah,
It's got like a
fucking
gun butt
ginormous.
on it. It's called a Iemo. The Iemo was a popular camera model during the Second World War. Um, I don't know if this thing was crank or not. Well, geez, this guy's. I'm not even joking you. It looks like a mini grenade launcher. And the handle looks like something off of a Browning 50 cal. It's pretty dope. If you ever get one, my God, that'd be something to look at. But I think you might be right. I don't think it is a crank camera. I think they had smaller ones from what I see.
Right. Well, you figure if they were getting, what was it, 35 millimeter film was the popular choice to.
I believe
I
it.
think there's also 16 as well, or something like that back then.
Yeah, there was 16 too. Yeah,
So I mean, that's a pretty wide
yeah.
bit of film.
It's the good old days right there. And this one's a crank camera, the Moyen Basti. Interesting. It looks like a suitcase, and it's got a little crank on the side with a chain. It's got a chain drive of all things. Damn. How far we've come, dude? My goodness.
Oh yeah. Cameras and phones. Yeah.
Oh, it was called the Cunningham Combat Camera. That's the one that looks like a damn grenade launcher. Made from magnesium, it was lightweight design, which made it ideal for filming live combat footage. Features included special grip handles and the rifle stock, which ensured it was steady enough for handheld use in the field. It was electric powered and ran off small batteries. Damn. Straight up, dude. It looks like they took a Browning 50 cal and was like, yeah, just put a lens on it. We'll figure it out. That's pretty dope.
Oh goodness.
Well, guys, I think that was a good chit chat there.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got some cool stuff out there. Smoking. Don't smoke. It's bad for you. Unless you're already
Bad.
smoking, then you're bad. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
It'll get
Jefferson-
phased out at some point.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
At the rate things are going, I believe that
Maybe
people will no longer
uh,
have a choice to, like tobacco
maybe-
prohibition type thing.
maybe this COVID thing's like a huge scam to get people to stop smoking.
Nah, that's a conspiracy.
If you smoke, it's easier for you to get it. Ah, shit. Well, looks like I gotta quit. Sounds about right. Well, Jefferson, thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Thank you for having me.
Of course. And my guy Ian, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
As always.
As always, my guy. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for the Hot and Sparky Live tonight. And you all take care, stay safe, and Godspeed. Rip and dip.